Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Furkan, a product designer working in London, and in this video we're going to do a really simple and easy auto layout tutorial. Hopefully by the end of this video you'll be a master of auto layout and you know all the core principles. We're going to be building a newsletter using auto layout, so be sure to subscribe for future design related videos, and let's get started inside Figma. So diving into Figma, let's look at auto layout. Auto layout is one of the most powerful Figma features that they've released. What it does is it allows you to automatically expand and contract your designs as you add text or whatever you want to do, and it automatically keeps the padding constraints. And luckily for you, it's not that hard to learn at all, and it's really easy to get the grips of. So auto layout automatically saves you so much time, because before you'd have to resize this entire newsletter here, but now it automatically expands and contracts. You can grab all of these email newsletter templates by signing up to my newsletter in the link in the description below. All of these Figma templates are free, and as you can see, automatically expands and contracts as we add more text, which is so awesome. So how do we actually do this ourselves? Let's get a little deeper into this. So here I have one of my new editions of my newsletter that hasn't been released yet, so subscribe below to grab it, and I'm going to show you how to recreate this. So let's start simply by recreating a text here. So with auto layout, you want to set the direction of where you want your text to be expanding, and we want to send it vertically because we want the text to basically increase as the more is added. So you want it to increase as you go down. Horizontal will increase it sideways. So how do we do this here? So all you have to do is grab a text box here, and let's add our text here. So we've got some text here. Let's quickly add the text here, and what we want to do here is add now the button, and then let's add the title here as well. So if we quickly create a rectangle to represent our button, and then let's grab this header here to represent this. So we've now got our 3 frames here, and then if we press Shift A, we've now added auto layout to them. So with the text here, what you want to do is set the text here to hug contents. And now what hug means is that it's basically going to grow to the bottom. Every single time you expand to the bottom, it's going to hug the bottom and top of your text box. So it's hugging the top and bottom here. And this is now using auto layout. We've got so much space in here. Let's reduce this all the way to 40, and there you go. And every single time I add more text, everything inside this frame is going to increase by 40 pixels at the bottom. And we can see this by holding Option. There we go. And if I undo, you can see it's shrinking as well. Really simple. We've just already created the header text here and the button. So let's create now a card component. So let's create the next section of a newsletter, which is the featured thumbnails and the featured work. So it's really similar to what we've done before, which is expanding the text vertically, but what we do have here is an image this time. So it's nowhere near as hard as you think it's going to be. It's just as simple as last time. So the image here is going to be a rectangle. So let's just draw the rectangle out and set the width to 440. It can be whatever you want the width. And then let's quickly create a header here using a text box. So create icons in Figma, paste that in, and then under here we're going to have the body copy. And let's quickly paste the text in our body copy here. And there you go. That's going to be our body copy. The last thing we need is our button, which is going to be a rectangle here. And what we want to do is make this ultimately expand and contract like in auto layout. So what we do is like before, select everything, press Shift A, and there you go. It's now added auto layout. And what we need to do is similar with the text before. We want to set this to hug, because as we add more text, we want this to grow and shrink. There you go, it does that. But what we can see here is we want the width is fixed, but we can drag this text box to the edge of the frame here, so it takes the full width of this, which is in line with the image that we've got here. And what we can see here is that we've got 28 pixels of space in here, and if we select our frame, you go to Auto Layout, space in between items, change that to 28, and there we go. So to add the image here, you've got the fill here. All you have to do is change that from solid to image, choose image, and I'm going to quickly select an image, Femke's job board, and there we go. That's how we've now added an image. And let's just show you how Auto Layout works on the body, on the title. So as we add more text, it doesn't work just yet, but that needs to be select a hug. And then there you go, this should work now. So this is awesome. We've now got the frame of a thumbnail and our opening newsletter text. So all we have to do now is let's quickly make the footer and the that's all folks bit. So what we're going to do is paste this 3 times by creating this as a component and then duplicating this 3 times. So these are going to be our newsletter items, and let's quickly do that's all folks. So this is something different. So what we've got here is a pink background, but all you can see here is a header, a layer of text and a button. So what we've been doing before is we've got our button here, and then let's quickly add our text. So that's all folks. And then let's quickly get some body copy, and let's quickly paste the same body copy here, and then all we have to do is press Shift A on this, all the 3 items grouped together, and that should add Auto Layout for us. There we go. And what we want to do is pretty zoom in and then sort out the spacing in between all the items here. So we want this to be hug contents again, because as we add more content we want this to grow. But what we can see, the width here is 440, so we want our text to be 440 as well. Same with our body copy. Let's make the width here 440, select the height to be hug, and then let's change the space in between items here. Let's select that to be 0, but this here to be 24. So there you go. Let's get this out of the nested Auto Layout, and that's all folks. So the next thing we want to do is create the footer, but first of all, let's combine everything together for our basic newsletter. So let's actually nest all of these auto layout frames, because right now if I add more text, it isn't adding in line with this frame here. So the way to solve this is by combining all these frames together. So you group all of them together and press Shift A. And this is all one massive auto layout frame. One thing we can do now is add a fill and make this white. And now the next thing we want to do is add some padding on the left and right to 80 pixels. So that gives us spacing in between each item here. That allows it all to breathe. Let's add some spacing at the bottom here, 40 pixels. So when we add text here, it's going to automatically expand, and we've got our body copy of our newsletter all done. That was super quick, and it's so simple to do. It's so powerful, yet so simple to pick up and learn. And then I guess with this that's all folks here, one thing we can do is basically separate this out of this frame here. So let's quickly add the header image at the top. So one thing we have done is nested our auto layout frame. So we've got our body copy here, but we've basically pressed Shift A over the body copy to create another auto layout frame. And the reason being is because this body copy is following the rule of adding 80 padding on the left and right, but the header here has to go edge to edge. So let's add the header here, and the width's going to be 600. And what we're going to do is change the fill here from solid to image, and if we just press Command / go to unsplash, and let's quickly add a picture of some random animal, some really cool turtle here. And then what we have done is we've reduced the saturation to make it black and white. And now to add it to the newsletter here, just press Shift A. This is an auto layout frame. It's automatically added 8 pixels around everything. We don't want that. So all we have to do is drag that to the newsletter at the top. It's added it to the bottom, so just use your arrows, your top arrow, to move it all the way to the top. And there we are. And what we want to do is add 80 pixel padding to the top here, and we've got the spacing at the top. I think 80 is a bit too much. Let's add 40. And what you can see here is we've now got our image, and it's still respecting the auto layout frames. And now we've added our image here, and if we wanted to add this little header here, all we'd have to do is paste that in, and then press the Shift arrow at the top, and then at the top again, and there you go. Our newsletter's practically made now. And was that hard? I feel like how powerful auto layout is. It's definitely worth getting your gist around, and it's really simple to pick up. So the last thing I'm going to make is the footer at the bottom here, and this is a tiny bit different because we have some icons here in with text. So let me show you how to make this. So I've already got the basics here of the text here, and we've got the sent to you from London, where I'm based. So let's go to the assets here and quickly add some icons if we can quickly find them. So we've quickly can just quickly get these icons here. So we've got the YouTube icon here. Be sure to subscribe, and we've got the YouTube icon here, and then we want to paste this. We want 3 icons here, and what we want to do is put these in a nested frame. So press Shift A, and these are going to expand vertically. So if I add another icon here, it adds the spacing of 16 every single time. So if I press Shift V, add 16 every single time. And what we can do is quickly add the last bit, which is feel free to unsubscribe anytime. So let's quickly put that at the bottom here, and this is going to be subscribe anytime. And now we want to make this into a footer, so just press Shift A on these, and we've got a nested auto layout frame here. So this is going to be our footer. So these are the icons that expand. Right now the space is 9. Let's tighten that up to 4. And there you go. We've got the nested layout here, and I think the fill here was black. And then let's quickly change the colors here to be white. And what we want to do now is add this inside the newsletter here. So what we can do is add a rectangle, maybe that's 600, and then inside here what you can do is actually get rid of that, put 80, and then put some 24 at the top, and then 24 at the bottom. There you go. Make sure that's how contents. So there you go, there's our newsletter. It's quite simple to make, it's quite effective, and it's pretty cool to learn AutoLayout. It's so powerful. We've just made a newsletter here. Feel free to subscribe to my newsletter. Again, it would mean the world to me, and hopefully you learned something new. But yeah, that's AutoLayout in Figma, creating a newsletter. Thanks guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found this video useful and you learned some new principles of how to use AutoLayout, and you have the confidence now to go into Figma yourself and create some things using AutoLayout. So be sure to subscribe to my newsletter as well as my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. Comment below what you've learned using AutoLayout, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.